First in today, California courts are closely examining homeschooling. And at issue, should certification be required by bureaucrats before parents can homeschool their own children? And is this a violation of their constitutional rights? Joining us now to discuss all of this is Dr. William Bainbridge. He's the president and CEO of the School Match Institute, and he does not support homeschooling. And doctor, tell me why you think homeschooling is a real problem in America today, of all the problems we're facing.
Well, good afternoon, Laura. And I don't think it's that I don't support homeschooling. I think a lot of it has to do with who the parents are and what's the age of the children. Those are really the two big issues. I haven't ever met anyone, any single person on planet Earth who's qualified to teach all the courses, for example, in a secondary school curriculum. And if that's the case, then you have a child and maybe the child wants to specialize in chemistry. Maybe the child wants to know more about mathematics or foreign languages or whatever. The curriculum gets so compacted if the parents have an unfettered right to control their children's education.
Whoa. You just said, wait, hold on. You just said if the parents have an unfettered right to control their own child's education.
That's exactly what I said.
I think parents are hearing this, doctor. I think parents are listening to this across the country, doctor, and they're saying, wait a second, these are my children, okay? I don't have to hand them over to some bureaucracy.
I was driving down the road. I was driving down the road the other day.
And you want to say that you've never met anyone who can teach a 7th and 8th grade curriculum? You just met one person, okay? I think with a little refresher, I think I could teach 7th and 8th grade most subjects. But go ahead.
Well, you're not exactly the average person in the United States. I'll give you that. But the point is, I'm driving down the road the other day. I'm driving down the road. Yeah, everybody has a Fox News show, but I'm driving down the road the other day, and these parents are smoking in a car with their children. Do they have a right to do that? You know, at some point, you've got a line to draw. This is responsible parenting, and this is child abuse. And okay, I don't know. I suppose if a person. It can be child abuse. If you're holding a child who's 16 or 17 years of age out of school. If you're holding them out of school, they have rights under the 14th Amendment too. I don't believe the 14th Amendment is restricted only to adults. I think the 14th Amendment gives rights to equal protection under the law to all kinds of people, regardless of their race and even regardless of their age.
Doctor, I hate to interrupt the filibuster, but how many of the last 11 Geography B winners were homeschooled? Just guess.
Quite a few of them. And the same thing with the mathematics bee. I'm not saying in a particular subject area.
Yeah. Well, Professor, Doctor, look, here's the problem, is that we have parents who are sick to death of the stranglehold that the public education system has on their children. They're not maybe fancy.
And they can go to private schools. They don't maybe have a lot
of money. Let me finish. They don't have a lot of money. They can't afford private school. There aren't vouchers in their school system because of the outrageous actions of the NEA and the American Federation of Teachers. And so these parents say, you know something? I'm not perfect. I'm probably not as smart as Dr. Bainbridge, but I probably can educate my kids in the basics. Reading, writing, arithmetic. They'll be able to write a letter. They'll be able to have good manners. And they'll be able to go out in our society and succeed. And for someone like you to say that you've never met anyone who can teach these kids 7th and 8th grade, I think is condescending and flies in the face of the facts of what homeschooling is all about.
What would you think, Miss Ingram, what would you think about 10th and 11th graders? Do you think there are people out there that can teach Japanese language and teach geometry?
Who cares if they can teach Japanese language? What, I mean, just
but the children have a right to choose.
The children are children, okay? The children have a right to choose, okay? We heard that argument the last time we heard that distributing contraceptives in school was a great idea, okay? They have a right to choose. Okay, they have a right to be kids, and their parents have a right to parent. And the people of California are fed up. They're fed up with rotten schools. They're fed up with teachers who snooze in the classroom instead of teach. And there are a lot of good teachers out there. My brother's a teacher. My sister-in-law is a teacher, so I love teachers. But parents who are stuck in these underperforming schools need a break. And if they're smart enough and industrious enough, they should be given a chance. And no bureaucrat or you or I should be able to tell them.
If they're so smart, they should be able to work hard and afford private school tuition or put their kids in a charter school. Absolutely. If they're so smart, if they're smart enough to teach their kids in all these subjects that you're talking about at home,
Do you
They ought
know
to be
how
smart enough to
condescending you sound?
Well,
Do you
it's
know
not
how
me. It's
condescending
not
you
me.
sound?
It's the Court of Appeals in the state of California that
first of all, if
agreed
you're
with
gonna,
me, not with you.
Yeah. First of all, you want to make a bet on what's going to happen with this case? I'll put down a lot of money for charity. Let's go $1,000 for our favorite charities, okay? Well, how this case is going to turn out. You want to do it? Let's see where your money, where your mouth is.
No, I don't. I'm not necessarily want to bet with you on something like that.
Okay, there goes the bet. So you won't take the bet. I appreciate it. And this just in, is Europe souring on the candidate of change?